government.
Really a bad one, and it has consumed life. Even at this minute, at this junction, we cannot tell the exact number of deaths.
Plus, gas explosion claims 4 lives in Delta State. Thank you for joining us on the news at 10 on NTN News 24. We are reaching you live from the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. I am Nolin Ebel Ame. Now to the news. The world must do far more to advance Sustainable Development Goal 4 to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres stated this as the world marks 2021 International Day of Education. Adebola Brucelin Sunday reports.
Education has been described as the foundation for expanding opportunities, transforming economies, fighting intolerance, protecting and achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. When education is interrupted, it affects everyone, especially students, teachers, and families. As the world continues to battle COVID-19 pandemic, education as a fundamental right and a global public good, analysts say, must be protected to avert a generational catastrophe.
We must seize all opportunities to turn this situation around.
The UN scribe Antonio Guterres said even before the pandemic, some 258 million children and adolescents were out of school, with majority of them girls.
On the 3rd International Day of Education, I pay tribute to their resilience in the face of a pandemic that, at its peak, forced almost every school, institute and university to close its doors. Although this disruption has led to learning innovations, it has also dashed hopes of a brighter future among vulnerable populations. All of us pay the price.
United Nations wants world leaders to step up efforts to reimagine education, training of teachers, bridging the digital divide, and rethinking curricula to equip learners with the skills and knowledge to flourish in this rapidly changing world. Adebola Brucelin Sunday, NTA News.
The Buhari Media Organization, BMO, has commended President Muhammadu Buhari for the reduction in the number of out-of-school children in Nigeria. The group, in a statement, noted the feat that was achieved and made possible through the Ministerial Strategic Plan on out-of-school children, which was introduced at the onset of President Buhari's second term in office. The BMO assured Nigerians that the Buhari administration will not relent in its efforts at ensuring that the number of out-of-school children keeps going down. Still on education, tertiary institutions in Imo State are set to commence academic activities after the prolonged shutdown following the outbreak of COVID-19 and strike by the academic staff union of universities, ASU. Rina Ohiri, who visited the institutions, has details.
All is now set for the long-awaited resumption at the various tertiary institutions in Imo State. A visit to Federal University of Technology Owerri and the Imo State University shows that life is beginning to return to the institutions, as some students were seen hanging around the classroom blocks and hostel areas. Cleaners were also busy ensuring that the school environment is conducive for the returning students, while the buildings were also being retouched.
We have waited for long to come back to school to finish up with our academics, so I am super excited.
I'm prepared. Let's say 60%, though not fully prepared due to normal daily schedule and out-of-school activities. I've been prepared though. Most of the times at night I read.
I'm happy, I'm feeling good because I'm already tired of home and I feel like I'm meant to move forward.
Reacting to the level of readiness ahead of formal resumption on Monday, 25th January 2021.
I have already summoned an emergency Senate meeting where that decision was taken. and the timetable for resumption approved. So we are resuming on Monday.
We have phased our resumption into two. We are going to start with final years as a 500 level students, 400 level students, and 300 level students. Those are the ones that will come in by Monday.
While the students look forward to commencement of classes, one can only hope that adherence to COVID-19 measures will be taken seriously. In Owerri, Rina Ohiri, NTA News.
Away from education to health now. 964 new COVID-19 infections have been recorded in the country in the last 24 hours. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, says the new infections were reported in 18 states and the FCT, bringing Nigeria's caseload to 121,566. Lagos tops the latest statistics with 360 new cases. FCT has 88, Ogun 73, Imo 72, Kaduna 67, Plateau 57, Abia and Osun have 41 cases, Rivers 32, Kano 26, Niger 24, and Benue 23 cases. Edo and Cross River states recorded 20 new cases, Akwa Ibom 8, Nasarawa 6, Zamfara 6, Ekiti 6, and Jigawa 4 new cases. Discharged cases now sum up to 97,228, while the death toll is 1,504. Meanwhile, the Imo State COVID-19 task force has commenced surveillance to ensure strict compliance with the coronavirus preventive measures. Bright Ebuchu reports that members of the committee were at St. Joseph Catholic Chaplaincy, Imo University, Owerri, to monitor the church service.
The visit by the Imo State COVID-19 Task Force to St. Joseph Catholic Chaplaincy is geared towards ensuring implementation of government order and compliance to safety rules. Leader of the team, Professor Maurice Iwu, while expressing satisfaction with the level of compliance to physical distancing and other measures in the church, expresses worry over the rising number of new infections in the country.
We are serious about enforcement. We will try persuasion, try to make people take the step they're supposed to do. But since there are not many people are really complying, we want to make sure that those guidelines by NCDC are enforced.
Chaplain, Imo State University, St. Joseph Catholic Chaplaincy, Reverend Father Patrick Mbara says the church is ready at all times to comply with the safety guidelines in view of the harmful effects of COVID-19.
In our church, we maintain social distancing. You see 2, 3 maximum per pew, and the next pew, 1 person. There are banners everywhere there, complying to the rules. Is here, wash and sanitize your hands, wear your face mask, and then maintain social distancing.
In Owerri, Bright Ebuchu, NTA News.
A locally fabricated automated COVID-19 disinfectant booth has been inaugurated at the Iyanaipaja orientation camp of the National Youth Service Corps in Lagos. Jessiton Moses reports that the machine was manufactured by Corps members serving in the state.
The locally designed and fabricated automated disinfection machine by the 2019 Batch C and 2020 Batch A Corps members serving in Mushin local government area of Lagos is a timely intervention aimed at containing the spread of the virus in the orientation camp.
Extract data like how many people have used this device. You can extract data like of those people that has used it, how many of them are sick and how many of them are healthy.
Nothing. Can we actually have something that will be gaseous, that actually people won't feel irritated when they are being sprayed? So we actually come about, let's do something gaseous. We actually want something that's going to be like 3-in-1 project. So we put the temperature sensor there also.
The intellectual piece, the state coordinator of NYSC, Eddie Megwa, noted is an indication of what Nigerian youths can achieve if encouraged.
Interesting thing about what you are seeing is that they have used local content in building this.
The fabrication is expected to reduce spread of COVID-19 in the camp, as core members had been reported to be infected in rotation camps across the country. In Lagos, Jesuita Moses, NTA News.
Have you heard of the term silent killer diseases? Do you know some of these diseases and why they are silent killers? Experts say some of these elements that are usually overlooked by the average Nigerian are stacking up alarming death toll across the country. Chidiebere Onya interfaced with some medical experts on ways these diseases can be detected and its possible management.
Various reports and research have shown that more people die each year from hepatitis B, high blood pressure, diabetes, fatty liver disease, osteoporosis, coronary artery disease, obstructive sleeping apnea, and some other diseases which are on the silent killers list in Nigeria. More worrisome is that the number of people affected keep rising due to what experts tagged nonchalant attitude towards comprehensive and routine medical checkups by some Nigerians.
When you get to the hospital, sit down and have a nurse or a doctor check your blood pressure, do a simple blood sugar test when you wake up in the morning without eating or drinking anything.
Sadly, many people are wallowing in a knowledge gap of some of these silent killer diseases, while those who are aware often neglect to give it the attention it deserves.
I check myself from time to time. I even run the computer checkup. I go for a medical checkup.
So we use the body every day, just like we use our cars. So just the same way you do with your cars, you go for regular checkup.
Going by the popular saying that prevention is better than cure, medical experts maintain that regular health examination can help detect health problems before they become complicated and sometimes untreatable. In Port Harcourt, Chidiebere Onya, NTA News.
You are watching the news at 10 live on NTA News 24. The news continues after this break. Stay with us.
The best and most efficient way to avoid getting infected is through regular hygienic and sanitary practices, as well as social distancing. As individuals, we remain the greatest weapon to fight this pandemic. By washing our hands regularly with clean water and soap, disinfecting frequently used surfaces and areas, coughing into a tissue or elbow, and strictly adhering to infection prevention control measures in health facilities, we can contain this virus.
Thank you for staying with us on the news at 10 on NTA News 24. President Muhammadu Buhari has appealed to prospective members of the All Progressives Congress to take advantage of the re-registration and revalidation exercise to come into the fold of Progressives family. The president, in a recorded message, said APC has become a true platform for socio-political development in Nigeria.
Comes a time when all good people must not only speak, but rise up and get involved in the task of improving their society. The need has never been greater than now for all Nigerians to actively contribute to the all-important task of nation building by bringing about good leadership and governance. For most citizens, their greatest weapon is their vote. Register now for your party and register when the time comes for elections. Political parties are the main vehicles under our laws through which citizens can participate in the ideals and practices of our democracy. As we have seen happening around the world, good citizens join political parties and use them to bring about the changes they desire. I am therefore endorsing the nationwide membership registration and the revalidation exercise embarked upon by our party, the All Progressive Congress. I call on patriotic Nigerians to come out during the exercise, which starts on the 26th of January, and avail themselves of the opportunity to join the APC.
A 2-week training program has been organized at the Administrative Staff College of Nigeria, ASCON, Badagry, for all chief executive officers in government parastatals and agencies across the country to develop strategic leadership and management competencies for the overall benefit of the nation. Uzezi Arure has details.
In pursuance of the federal government's economic diversification agenda and strategic repositioning of agencies across the nation, chief executive officers in public sectors are from time to time exposed to new ways of doing things.
The public service in its entirety is a culture guided by fundamental rules and regulations enshrined in federal government documents that oversees the operation of the service.
The program will afford the CEOs the opportunity to sharpen their skills for effective running of the organizations within the purview of laid-down rules. They will also develop deeper understanding of their mandates in alignment with the goals and objectives of government.
To achieve the objectives, the course content is made up of 6 modules, which have been selected to cover essential aspects of public sector management and leadership.
We are grateful to the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari for finding us worthy to serve and for the immeasurable support availed us as a college.
The Administrative Staff College of Nigeria, ASCON, was established to carry out a tripartite mandate of training, research and consultancy in all spheres of the nation's economy. In Lagos, Uzezi Arure, NTA News.
4 persons lost their lives just as properties and other means of livelihood were destroyed in a late evening gas explosion at a domestic gas plant along Lagos-Asaba Expressway, Agbo, Delta State. Governor Ifeanyi Okowa visited the scene of the devastation. Onyinye Joshua Ifeanyi has details.
The inferno, which started at 6 p.m. Friday, left so many persons dead and 17 others in critical conditions at the Central Hospital, Agbo. However, the hospital could only administer first aid treatment on the victims, as the hospital had no burns and plastic units consultants before referring them to Federal Medical Center, Asaba, from there to the University of Benin Teaching Hospital. An eyewitness account said the fire was as a result of leakage from the pipe discharging the products from the tanker to holding tanks.
Some people now they argue say they know the hose they leak, but suddenly waiting can happen. Waiting we just see sign of fire once. Even people where they pass for road, the magnet.
Burnt palm trees and seedlings, as well as the charred remains of the domestic gas plant, were what greeted residents and indigents of the town who were trooping in to assess the level of damage at the scene of the fire incident. Other concerned residents appealed to government to look into safety rules and siting of gas plants in residential areas.
Having gas plant station around or within the residences is not encouraging and it's not advisable.
It's really a bad one and it has consumed life. Even at this minute, at this junction, we cannot tell the exact number of deaths.
Most of those lives were rushed to the general hospital, but reaching there, no equipment. So it could be better if the government put heads together and says that this equipment should be presented in the general hospital, and we have qualified doctors.
The governor, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, visited the scene and condoled the people.
We went round, we see the extent of devastation of
course, with gas, there's a lot of extensive damage that has been done. Because the unfortunate thing is that we've lost people. We've lost 4 persons. One is a grown-up woman, and the other 3 are children. It's a very painful thing.
From Agbo, Onyinye, Joshua Ifeanyi, NTA News.
Quite an unfortunate incident there. Provision of road and other critical infrastructure to ease vehicular movement and boost socio-economic activities will remain a priority of the present administration. Adamu Sunday reports that Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, Babangida Hussaini, stated this while inspecting the ongoing reconstruction of Abuja-Kaduna-Kano Highway.
Work on the 375-kilometer Abuja-Kaduna-Kano dual carriageway sure and steady, a major link to northwest and northeast state and beyond. Bala Smart, who has been plying the road for more than 10 years now, is of the view that with the progress being made on work, the plight of motorists on the road will soon be history.
Government are trying, but they have to try more harder.
We thank God. The work is going on and everything is smooth, unlike before.
The contractor is bringing in more equipment and then bringing in more gangs that will hasten the process of execution. But having regard to the quality requirements that should be put in place, we believe the job will be delivered in time.
Director of Highways and Rehabilitation in the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, Funsho Adebi, says the federal government and contractors are working to meet the deadline and at the same time subjecting the work to quality assurance tests for efficient service delivery.
When you see the network of roads in Abuja, you can see that they are very strong and they have stood the test of time. That is a similar thing you are going to see at the end of the day.
The reconstruction of roads across the country, says, is simultaneously going, assuring that they are striving to increase the pace of the work in Kaduna. Adamu Sunday, NTA News.
From road construction to security now, the Directorate of Defense Media Operations, DMO, says the air component of Operation Thunder Strike has neutralized several armed bandits in Chikun local government area of Kaduna State. DMO Coordinator Major General John Enenche says the operation was executed on 23rd January 2021, sequel to credible intelligence reports indicating the significant presence of armed bandits in the area, which is about 20 kilometers west of the Kaduna-Abuja highway. Following confirmatory aerial surveillance missions, Nigerian Air Force fighter jets and helicopter gunships attacked the location, and the bandits who were seen firing at the attack helicopter as it strafed them. Several armed bandits were accordingly neutralized in the air strikes, while some escaped with various degrees of injuries. Meanwhile, aerial surveillance missions have been intensified in coordination with ground troops to locate the fleeing bandits. The Multinational Joint Task Force, MNJTF, is seeking support from the United Kingdom government in the ongoing fight against terrorism in the Lake Chad region. A statement by the Chief Military Public Information Officer, MNJTF Headquarters in N'Djamena, Chad, Colonel Mohammed Dole, indicates that the force Commander, Task Force, Major General Ibrahim Manu Yusuf, Deputy Defense Advisor to the British High Commission in Nigeria, Lieutenant Colonel Bobby Gillespie, and the representative of the Lake Chad Basin Commission are meeting in N'Djamena, Chad, and Maiduguri, Borno State, to further solicit intervention to enhance the ongoing sub-regional fight against terrorism. Colonel Dole notes that the UK government has had supported the MNJTF through the provision of operational vehicles, rough terrain motorcycles, communication equipment, amongst other items. What gives visibility to TV Road in Benin City is that it hosts the office of the nation's most iconic broadcasting establishment. The road is therefore understandably named after the NTA Benin Network Center. However, the road was a glamour stretch because of its association with the moving image. appears to be acquiring an odious reputation. The ever-busy route and its environ have become a criminal hotspot with robbery and kidnap cases occurring now and again. For the residents, sleeping with two eyes closed is now more of a dream than a certainty. Good luck Inani tells us more.
The TV Road axis in Benin Metropolis in happier times was a serene district used by people with a wide range of interests. Apart from the NTA, the streets also hosts educational institutions, corporate offices, a Baptist seminary, and two popular markets, Oliha and Uwa markets. The gun-toting robber and kidnapper is playing his nefarious trade, and TV Road has become one of his preferred destinations. In the last 2 months, there has been no week without a robbery or kidnap case.
You see us when we come out in this area, 10 o'clock we are still outside, but now 6:30 all of us are inside house.
See, there are many guns outside. Those boys now they are not using the opportunity to rob. They normally rob at this area. People close earlier.
There was an incident during which a staff of the NTA was robbed of her car at gunpoint. In another instance, the victim was dispossessed of his belongings while trying to purchase food from a food vendor by TV Road Junction. At the ICE end by Wire Road, a gang of robbers went from house to house robbing their victims. A good number of persons have fallen victim to this unpleasant development. The recent alleged kidnap attempt by some armed bandits, though foiled by the army, led importantly to the death of one of the gang members.
The armed robbers did rob in the for here. First they rob for one store here. They rob for area here. They threaten everywhere. It's not like before. Just officers, well, these criminals fall out from prison. That's how everywhere can rugged.
Streets in the area are now deserted as most shop owners have closed shops for fear of the unknown. The residents are appealing to the state government to beef up security at the TV Road axis.
We want government to provide security in this area. Government also should provide amenities, provide work, and see to it that all this nonsense will stop.
People can use our local vigilante, those people around this area, they can use them.
TV Road is part of Benin City, Edo State, and we are doing all we can to ensure that Edo State is safe for all.
They say with adequate security and elite environment at night, the area could become safe and busy again.
If you just joined us, this is the news at 10 on NTA News 24, live from Abuja. More reports after this break. Stay tuned.
There is a lot of fake news and report circulating, especially on social media, on the coronavirus. Do not believe or partake in the spread of these fake reports. If it is not on the official website or news from the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, disregard such report. Only together can we beat this virus. Only together can we overcome this pandemic. Follow the instructions and guidelines provided to combat this virus. Most importantly, stay at home. Self-isolate, regardless of your status. The virus doesn't move unless we move. Let us work together to better Nigeria. Together, we can do this. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Africa's largest television network.
This is the network service of the NTA.